Hello YouTube and Happy New Year from me. It feels like a little while since I've released a video. It's not really been that long, what, 2-3 weeks, but yeah, it was very nice to just chill out over the Christmas and New Year period. I haven't done a great deal of work in that time. I've been packaging, so the shop stayed on throughout that period, so any sales that came through I was packaging, but I haven't been photographing anything. I've been sourcing a tiny bit, but not kind of heading out sourcing with that kind of full intention, and I haven't listed anything since the 19th of December, I'm pretty sure it is, so pushing what, two and a half weeks ago now. And yeah, it is time now to get back into the business and really get stuck in. It is the first year ever that I'm heading into a January the 1st as a self-employed person, full stop, no employment whatsoever in terms of a job that I have to go back to. It is all on me, all on the reselling business now, and it feels pretty good, to be honest. You know, all years in the past, kind of, when are you heading back to work? When is your first day back? I don't have any of that. Well, night for me, because if you didn't know, for the past 7 years, past September 23, I worked nights in a care role as well as running the reselling business. So as much as the reselling business did well and the growth was very good over those years, obviously when you've got another job that you have to contend with, as well as having 4 children and all the bits and pieces that comes with, it was like firefighting with the reselling side of the business. So if I was working a night before, I'd come in, it would potentially just be me packaging and then trying to get some sleep if I'm back in that night and things like that. In terms of really driving the business, sometimes it was extremely difficult because there are only so many hours in the day and there are only so much you can do. So now I know I've got all of that in the locker. I know that the business is running at that level, but now I've got so much more time to really drive the business, make sure I can fill in the gaps of things that maybe I wanted to do but wasn't able to do in the past, which just means more sourcing, more product, and fingers crossed, more sales and profit. So that is the plan for this year. I don't really set dead set plans or New Year's resolutions, anything like that. I just know that I will have a lot more time on my hands this year, and it's about maximizing that and maximizing the space that I have as well. Because also for the first time, I'm heading into a year with an extra unit. So you've probably seen the unit in some other videos, but I have my garage that I work out of, which has always been my workspace in its entirety. So it's the stock room, it's my office, it's my photo taking area, it's my packaging area, it's everything. And what I'm trying to do now is differentiate those two a little bit, so my garage becomes my office, my photo taking space, but a lot less of a stock room. I've moved already 90% of the clothing that I have here over to the unit in this past week or so. It's all in plastic containers over there. I've had a bit of time now to see if it works, because obviously it gets very cold over there, it gets very warm over there, and I've had it for a fair few months to see both of those extremes of weather, and the clothing is absolutely fine. So it's a viable place for me to store that stuff. It's 2.5 minutes drive from my house, so it's not like I really need to make some real time in the day to go and get stock when it sells. It's very close to me, so that's brilliant, and it means I can use this space a lot more effectively, and I've got some plans for here as well. So let me turn you around and I'll show you how the room is looking currently. So it's still not looking too great on this end because I haven't really tidied anything up. Shout out to my mum for the old ring light there, which I got for Christmas. So that's what you just saw me recording on. That works pretty nicely. But yeah, obviously up here I have CDs, DVDs. There's a bit of storage up here in terms of lamps, anything tall that doesn't really sit on a rack. And then we've got boxes and things here of bits and pieces, all of which I know. That is where I take my photos, down in that corner, which ideally is not really perfect. And this is a bit of a goods in area, so none of this is sorted stock whatsoever. None of this is photographed or listed. We need to work on that. But obviously here is where I've been doing the work in terms of tidying. So that's just falling over. Still haven't sorted that out. That appeared in a video quite some time ago. But yeah, you know, I've got racking. This racking has been here for very long, but you probably weren't able to see some of it because there's always boxes and things in front and stock that I'm trying to work through around here. So I've still got these boxes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes of clothes 5, 6. These are mainly jumpers, so I've got 6 boxes left, but every single one of these shelves had clothing from top to bottom, and they have now all been moved out. So I had big plastic tubs here as well. I've moved those over to the unit, and these will all be going as well. So that's an empty shelf effectively, pretty much an empty shelf. There's only a few things there, that's not a lot. This is all boxes, that's all just cardboard and empty boxes. This is also just boxes. You know, I've sorted the books out now. We've got some book bundles there, a few more bits and pieces of books, bits and pieces, and this hasn't really been touched yet. But I think what I'm going to try and do is consolidate all of this stuff over to here, using all of these empty tubs that are now free because they had clothes and all other bits and pieces in, which potentially is going to free up these 2 racks so I can get those over to the unit and have this space free. And then hopefully what the plan may be is to create a little bit of a wall here, or a barrier of some kind, so this can have a flat surface here that I can use for photographing, for displaying items when I'm doing videos like this, show you my hauls, and maybe get the photograph box up here as well, so it's higher up. I don't have to be leaning down on the floor to take photos, which is what I've always done. I've never ever had that elevated, which seems a bit crazy really, because it's not good on the knees, it's not good on the back. But yeah, so we've got some work to do, but I think you'll agree this is the tidiest, if you've seen this in the past, that it has ever looked. So, you know, we've got some work to do, but yeah, we're in a really good place. And then in terms of some other changes that you may or may not have noticed so far, certainly if you've been on the channel for a little while, you probably will have noticed. If you're new, then you probably won't have done. But the channel has been rebranded. So obviously I am Kev and I am a reseller, and the channel was called Kev the Reseller, as is my Instagram handle, which if you don't follow me over there, get on over to Instagram, post a lot of kind of daily bits and pieces regarding reselling over there. But going forward, I've decided to rebrand the channel to Diary of a Reseller, which is still obviously going to be me, but in terms of moving forward with the channel, I've got a lot more of ideas that I want to put out in terms of videos, a lot more different kind of styles of content, and I just feel that that name and brand fitted a bit more for the channel, because you know, you're going to see a lot more of what I do going forward, because I'm going to have a lot more time to show and share that kind of stuff. And it just, I think the umbrella of what it will be about will be a bit better. Obviously I'm still Kev and I'm still a reseller, that's still going to be me. It's just, yeah, slightly tweaked with the name. So yeah, let me know if you think that works. Hopefully you think it does, and you're not all going to say that's useless, what did you do that for, should have stuck with the original name, because that would be yeah, that wouldn't be too positive. But fingers crossed, like I say, there's going to be a lot more consistency. I think I did quite well towards the tail end of the year in terms of getting out videos on a Friday, but maybe we'll try and push that to 2 a week. Don't think I'm ever going to be in a position, not anytime soon anyway, to do more videos than that, but 2 a week I think will probably be quite doable going forward, because there'll be a lot more content in regards sourcing when the boot sales come up. And like I say, I want to start doing some slightly different angles with videos as well, which will maybe be more of a midweek, which won't necessarily just be all about sourcing. They can be about different sides of the reselling business. And if there's anything you particularly want to see, then yeah, definitely speak up in the comments. Let me know what kind of stuff that you might like me to either share or talk about or give views and opinions about, because look, I can't hide it, I love talking about reselling. So that's why I have this channel, and that is why I'm a reseller, and that is why I get involved in Instagram, because I really do enjoy the whole reselling area, and talking about it and sharing experiences and seeing others and talking to other people about it as well. So if you don't like reselling, which you probably do if you're watching this, but I can assure you I have bored plenty people when it comes to reselling, and you have to get fine-tuned to those little signs in people's eyes when they're basically saying, can we stop talking about reselling now? But hopefully you guys like it, which is why you're here watching a reselling channel. But yeah, so they are a few more changes as well. No doubt there's going to be some more changes going forward as I find my way a bit more as a full-time reseller. But yeah, fingers crossed I can share that and you can join me along the journey. Something else that I'm going to be doing a lot more of going forward this year is utilizing the marketing and promotional area of eBay, because historically it's just not something I really do. I use promoted listings just because, you know, it's kind of, when it came in, it was almost like you kind of have to. And I know there's a lot of people that don't, but, you know, I use that as a little boost. But in terms of running promotions and coupons and all that kind of stuff, it's just something I've never really done with the business. Mostly because, like I say, when you've got a certain limited amount of time, you have to prioritize. And obviously prioritizing for a reselling business is the sourcing, is the selling, is the listing, etc. And those little bits and pieces have always kind of semi been put to the side, and I think, yeah, I'll do it one day, but I've never quite got round to it. But at the turn of this year, I've got stock that I want to get rid of. I've got just over 1,000 active listings on my shop on eBay. A mixture of obviously all kinds of items, because I am now, and I will be for the very, very foreseeable future, someone that sells just about everything. I have no plans to niche down into any area whatsoever. But with that, you know, you get sticky stock, you get old stock, as every reselling business does, and I want to get rid of it. So I've run a promotion, shameless plug here, because there will still be a couple of days running for it, of a new year 24% off any old stock. And what I've done is I've used the promotion tool. Maybe I'll pop a little screenshot up here if I can, and I used basically the age of the product. So I ran a promotion that anything over, I can't remember the exact date now, but it was something like 180, 190 days old. Anything over that time, it will just automatically take 24% off, and it will show on the listing. So it's kind of got a cross through. You may well have seen it on other eBay shops, or if you've done it yourself before, you'll be aware that it crosses out, for example, £20, and then it will have the price with the 24% off it beneath it. And yeah, anyone accessing your shop can instantly see that, and that's quite a lot of products on the shop that are currently in there. And so far, 3 days in, that has generated £180 worth of sales. And obviously these are items that there's a lot of kind of talk going around in recent times of, when your item hits over 90 days, it kind of falls off a cliff. In eBay's eyes, they don't really promote those items, which, you know, I fully believe. There are some that will still sell, but if it's a particular product enough and there's not too much competition and you're the one selling it, obviously someone's going to find it, they may well buy it. But if there's a lot of competition for that product, it may just get lost in the sea of product. But when there's 24% off something and you can see that big cross through it and it's being displayed, I think it's even in a red font as well, so it kind of stands out even more, it seems to be driving a few sales of old products. So a few days in, it's generated some sales, and that's something that I probably now, maybe on a monthly basis, maybe the first week of a new month, I'll run a promotion to really focus and target on old stock. Obviously there's other angles of doing it. You can run auctions, you can send coupons out for those, things like that, but this is what I'm trying at the moment. We'll see how it goes. No doubt I will mention it again when the promotion is over, which ends on the 7th of January at midnight. And yeah, we'll check out the results and see how that's done, if anyone is interested in that. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope this video hasn't been too boring. There's not really a huge amount of real full reselling content on here, but it was a bit more of a welcome back from me, a happy new year from me, a few little insights into what my plans are for the year. Like I say, nothing real hardcore plans. I'm quite a relaxed, fluid person, and I'm going with the flow. All I know is that I've got a lot more time on my hands, and I really plan on maximizing that time forward this year and just working hard on the business and seeing where we can go. So thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, whack that subscribe button to see more reselling content going forward, and please drop me a comment below on some of the things we've mentioned in this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.